Welcome to Catherine's tutorial. In this video, we'll learn about agarose gel electrophoresis. Gel electrophoresis. So what is electrophoresis? So electrophoresis is a method where we can able to separate the DNA fragments based on their length. So there are two types of gel electrophoresis. One is agarose gel electrophoresis. Another one is polyacrylamide gel electrophoresis. By using this electrophoresis technique, we can able to separate the biomolecules like DNA, RNA and proteins. We can able to separate them based on their size, based on their charge and based on their molecular weight. If it is DNA and RNA, I can able to separate them based on the size, that is nothing but based on the length of the DNA and RNA, and also based on the charge I can able to separate them. If it is protein, I can able to separate them with the help of their molecular weight. So here we are going to learn about how this DNA is separated using agarose gel electrophoresis method. This method was given by Tiselius. This method helps us to separate the DNA fragments. We are going to separate the DNA fragments based on their length, whether it is smaller or large. We'll just go step by step. The first step are the materials required for the process of DNA gel electrophoresis. Okay, so the materials required. What are the materials we need? We need agar, that is agarose gel. We need a buffer solution. We need the DNA sample. And we also need a dye, okay, that is known as ethidium bromide. We need all these important materials to perform the agarose gel electrophoresis, where we are going to separate the DNA fragments. Agar will be in a powdered form, so we should make them into a semi-solid structure. So what they'll do, they'll take this agarose powder or flakes, agarose flakes. It will be mixed with buffer solution. It will be heated to 40 degrees Celsius, and as a result we will get a clear, transparent semi-solid structure. So we need a jelly-like structure known as semi-solid structure. So in this way we can able to prepare the agarose gel. So the first material what we need for this process of electrophoresis we prepared, that is using this agarose flake we are going to add buffer solution with that. We are going to heat it to 40 degrees Celsius inside the microwave, and after this you can able to get a clear, transparent and semi-solid agarose gel. This agarose gel will be placed in agarose gel plate. So we are going to transfer this agarose gel into this plate. So agarose gel is transferred into this gel, into this medium. Here we are going to create a small wells by using molds. So small wells are created using mold. Molds are nothing but these are firm structures where we can able to press against this agarose gel, and this particular mold will create a depression inside this agarose gel, and these depressions are known as wells. Okay, so these are known as wells. These wells are used to have the DNA samples. We are going to introduce a DNA sample into this wells only. The number of wells may increase or decrease according to the number of samples or amount of sample. Wells are created, and inside the wells we are going to introduce the DNA samples. Before introducing the DNA sample, we are not going to introduce a DNA sample because it is 2.2 meter in length. We are going to cut them into fragments by using restriction endonuclease enzyme. restriction endonuclease enzyme will cut them into smaller and larger fragments. It is not going to cut the DNA with equal length. It is going to cut wherever they can able to find the site. Okay, so this, as a result of restriction endonuclease digestion, will get different length of DNA fragment, whether it is larger or smaller. So these fragments are separated and these are dyed, these are stained. Okay, so because the agar gel is also transparent, DNA is also colorless, we cannot able to identify them without staining them. So this will be stained and we are going to add the sample into the wells. Now it is ready, and this plate will be kept inside the buffer solution. So this is buffer solution while the DNA to move further. Okay, so this medium is filled with buffer solution. So region where you have wells should be kept as negative charged. Okay, negatively charged. The side which is opposite to the well should have the positive charge. So imagine wherever or whichever side you are going to create a well, the side is considered to be, that particular side will have the negative charge, the opposite side will have the positive charge. Now we are going to plug in the electric current, pass the electric current on both the sides. So because of this electric current, what will happen? The DNA samples will start to move towards the positive charge. Okay, and the DNA are negatively charged particle because of the phosphate group. So DNA is the negatively charged particle. These negatively charged particle will start to move towards the positive charge when we apply the electric current to this medium. And before that, we prepare this agarose gel. Gel will have small pores inside them. The size of the pores is also based on the concentration of agarose gel. Concentration of agarose gel. So this agarose gel will have small pores inside them. Through the small pores only the DNA is going to travel. Okay. So here the shorter fragments of DNA will move very fast. Okay. So the shorter the fragments, they move very fast. If the fragments are longer, they move slow. Why? Because the pores are very small, where the shorter fragments can able to come through them. The longer fragments will take time to cross the pores present inside the agarose gel. Okay, so here we can able to find this particular sequence is known as the ladder sequence, which is the known sequence. Okay, I'll write here. So which is a known sequence. So with the help of these known sequences, we can able to compare with the samples. Okay, so this is the known sequence of DNA sample. So this is the bands of DNA where you can able to find in the sample. These are the known sequences. Here imagine it may have 20,000 base pairs. This is 50,000 base pairs. This is 10,000 base pairs, and this will have 5,000 base pairs, and this will have 4,000, this may have 500, and this may have 100. So these are the known ranges of DNA sample. We can able to compare this known range with whatever samples we are going to obtain. So now we are passing the electric current to this medium. So because of the electric current, the DNA will start to move towards the opposite pole, which is positive charge. So we can able to find bands at different region. As we all know, the shorter fragments will move fast and the longer fragments will stay at the back. To stain them or to differentiate the DNA, we are going to stain this agarose gel medium with ethidium bromide. So what is this ethidium bromide? Ethidium bromide is also known as intercalating agent. Intercalating agent. What's the meaning of intercalating agent? So these ethidium bromide will go and bind with the DNA. Okay. So when they go and bind with the DNA, imagine this is your DNA molecule. Remember, in agarose gel electrophoresis, we are not going to separate the DNA fragments. We are going to cut them by using restriction endonuclease enzyme. They will be in a double stranded structure only. Okay, so they will be in a smaller fragments, but we didn't separate them. What happens here? A will pair with T, G with C, C with G. So triple bonds, triple bond, double bond, again T with A. So what is the meaning of intercalating agent? This ethidium bromide will go and bind here. So between these two hydrogen bonds, you can able to find this ethidium bromide goes and binds it. Actually a fluorescent dye. This dye will emit orange light, take them to UV exposure or UV light exposure. So we are going to add ethidium bromide to the agarose gel medium to stain the DNA sample. Ethidium bromide is an intercalating agent. It goes and binds between the hydrogen bonds of the base pairs. So when we see them under the UV light, we can able to observe the orange color band in the DNA sample. Okay, so that is why we are adding this ethidium bromide. Now for example, if the bands are very thick, if you are getting a very thick bands, so these thick bands represents that around the 100 to 500 segments of DNA which has the same length. Okay, maybe they may have 100 to 150 base pairs. So the DNA fragment which has 100 to 150 base pairs together, okay, the DNA shows that there are group of DNA segments which has the same length. Okay, they have been together. That is why we can able to find a thick band in case of agarose gel electrophoresis medium. Now we can able to separate the segments. When we take this gel to UV light, we can able to find the DNA. We can able to separate them based on their length, whether it is a shorter fragments or longer fragment, by using this agarose gel electrophoresis method. I am summarizing it again. Electrophoresis is used to separate the DNA or RNA fragments based on their length. So what we are going to do, we are going to take a DNA sample. We are going to digest them with a restriction endonuclease enzyme. This endonuclease enzyme is not going to cut the DNA at equal length. It is going to cut the DNA at wherever they can able to find the recognition site. So the resultant DNA we are going to get as a result of endonuclease digestion, it is not going to be of equal length. Maybe one is very long, the other one is very short, one may be medium. So what happens here, we have got DNA sample by means of restriction digestion. Now the DNA sample is ready. We are going to stain the DNA sample because the DNA is transparent and gel is also transparent, where we cannot able to identify the DNA molecule. The next thing is we have to prepare the agarose gel. Agarose gel powders are available in market, or flakes are available in market. So this will be this flakes. Agarose flakes will be added with buffer solution. We are going to heat them to 40 degrees Celsius, and when it turns into a transparent semi-solid liquid, we are going to transfer into a medium. Okay, this medium will be filled with agarose. It makes a clear, transparent, semi-solid, firm structure at the base. So we are going to create a mold. Mold is nothing but with the help of any hard substances, we are going to create a small depression. So these small depressions are known as well. It has been done with the help of mold. So the thing which makes the depression is known as mold. So we created the well. The number of wells is based on the number of sample. We can able to increase the wells or decrease the well based on the number of sample. Wherever we are going to create the well, if you are going to create the well here, this side should be negatively charged. Or if you are going to create a well here, this side should be negatively charged. Opposite side to the well should be positively charged side. So what happens here? Our DNA is negatively charged particle. We stain the DNA. We are going to transfer DNA into these wells. This sequence is known as ladder sequence, where we have the known sequences of the DNA molecule, where we can able to compare this with this result. Okay, whatever sample we have got. Here DNA samples are transferred. Now we are going to pass electric current on both the sides, and one more important thing, buffer solution should be added along with the medium. This buffer solution will help in conducting the DNA samples, or it helps in movement of DNA samples. Okay, so one more important thing, it makes the DNA samples not to get denatured. Okay, DNA remains as such with the help of buffer solution. It also allows the movement of DNA through this agarose gel electrophoresis medium. When we apply the electric current, the DNA will start to move. Okay, and one more important thing, the shorter fragments will move very fast in the medium, and longer fragments will take time to move, because the agarose gel contains small pores inside them. This DNA sample has to move only through the small pores. Okay, and the size of the pores will be based on the concentration of agarose gel medium. We can able to prepare according to the samples also. When the pore is very small, the shorter fragments can able to come through the pores very easily, but the longer fragments will take time to come through the pores. At the end of the process, we can able to find different bands are here, and we are going to stain this agarogel medium with ethidium bromide. Ethidium bromide is an intercalating agent, which means they are going to stain between the hydrogen bonds of the base pairs. So we can able to find in between. When we take this agarogel medium, after the process gets over, we can able to observe under UV light where this ethidium bromide, that is intercalating agent, will emit orange color light. So based on that, we can able to identify the shorter fragments and longer fragments of DNA by means of agarose gel electrophoresis. By the next video, we'll learn about Southern blotting technique. Thank you.